Get back to work. Tired. Yeah. This nut stuff gets, you get tired fast. Um, uh, I probably should bring in a table and do it on a table. I probably will. When you bend over, it's not as healthy for you, your back and everything. It's better to do it ergonomically correct. Way Dad does it on the table in there. I think I'll bring a table in here and finish up the stuff in here. Fuck, I'm tired. I gotta empty more of the trash before I do the dishes. I watched the 1 hour and 10 minute movie of Henry Frankenstein, Boris Karloff, and the abnormal brain and the normal brain. One is brutish and does this and that. Just because the brain has more complexities to it doesn't mean it's superior. As far as problem solving goes, it may mean that there are more problems to solve. And therefore, when irrational problems are presented to someone, say with Down syndrome or a more simplistic brain, Commander Taggart, you saved us all. Those poor people on Gilligan's Island, all. The more the brain is free to do things that are more intelligent. Yeah. And maybe the more complex the brain has, stuff that it, because I know they accused me a lot when left Sierra Vista and came here of being savant or Asperger's, like Kim Peek and others said people that have checked out over tens of thousands of years because of the aggressive competition and you just can't compete. But he's this math genius, right? But can't recognize emotions, facial cues, has trouble with just everyday interaction with human beings, and they say that about me. Well, you talk about things inappropriately. Well, people aren't living the Lord's Prayer. The little girls are getting raped to death across the border. I want to upset people when I talk to them about living more truthfully. Yeah, hey, was not my daughter getting raped to death for money? Forgive, debt, and trespass, love, one, eternal, faithful peace. It's my daughter, and I'm done kick your ass. 2026 years, bitch. Okay. That's why they pray to my family line to save people from making those damn Boris Karloff movies. When you watch that movie, it's disturbing. And the disturbing part is that Henry Frankenstein, takes these bodies of these dead people, puts a brain into pieces of dead body to show that he could do it, Jurassic Park, right? The Fallen Kingdom. And even if you had a normal brain put into that body, you would hate Frankenstein and the other guy and want to kill them for taking your brain and putting it into that body. You couldn't be with your family and you're a cadaver put together with the best salvageable parts. All you'd want to do is just kill Henry Frankenstein, the other guy, for being a henchman to do his work. You just want to kill him. Just let it be, let it be. Let her be, let her be. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And when we are meant to die at the end of a beautiful life, like the book of Malachi, we're ready, I'm an old man, know a great many troubles. More happened than I've known. It's true. That whole Samuel Clemens, Mark Twain, I'm an old man and who's known great many troubles, but the trouble is most of them never happened. And with me, it was the exact opposite. I'll be 60 in July, and I've known great many troubles, and most of them were happening, and I didn't even know. I didn't know all these scientists. Well, let's see what he does here. Let's see how he handles that. Then when I went to Sierra Vista, and they came and exposed themselves to me, I went, oh gosh, that my wives aren't crazy. My life was a big biblical experiment from hell. It was always very biblical. And I always handled things really well. And then my family, Jesus is our God. And if you don't believe Jesus is our God, you're going to go to hell, Earl, and our brands. And I'd always sit there and go. And then they'd say, well, you don't hang out with us anymore because of Amy. No, Amy just doesn't. It's just like Steffi hated being around you guys worse. She's homosexual. Amy's bisexual and was raised by church ladies. She can handle you guys. She knows how to turn it on and off, and hey, turn on the charm. Here we're around all the self-righteous hypocrite Christians, right? And she'd always tell me that, you got to be able to turn off the charm, turn on the charm, who to be, with what, when, where, how. I was like, no, I can't walk into a room. We got to lock out all those Mexicans. They shouldn't be coming here illegally. And our military shouldn't be making tons of money off of raping the little girls to death across the border to control surplus populations and make lots of money off of the drug industry it's involved in. Yeah, you're right. I mean, hell with Jesus and his forgive debt and trespass little dare. Let's go rape Guatemalan and Venezuelan girls to death. We're the U.S. military, right? No, it's true. There's nothing so because I know. You have to invent horrible, horrible, disgusting villains to be the greatest superheroes in the history of the world. God, you guys have no idea how DARPA and the NSA and CIA and FBI work, right? They can take everything you said out of context. Yeah, they can. To present it to humans. And then Nancy Grace can be talking about it on TV for more money. Yeah, they could do that. And then, and where do you go to, my lovely, when you're alone in your bed? Show me the thoughts that surround you. As I can look inside your head. Babadoo, babadee, babado. Yeah, it's a new movie. Yeah, fuck all your movies. You guys are gross. You're going to post this? Yes, I'm going to post this. I speak intelligently. I'm not a Boris Karloff movie. I don't even think that movie follows the pattern of at the beginning of the movie, it says written by Mrs. Percy B. Shelley, not written by Mary Shelley. Okay, I was sitting there looking at it going, seriously, written by Mrs. Percy Bishop? Okay. It's not written by Mary Shelley, her name. In the movie, they don't refer to Elizabeth as, Mrs. some's daughter, right? She's referred to as herself, right? So why don't Mary Shelley get to be? You'd be like, what? I was sitting there watching that, and then I'm sitting there, and the sad part is at the end of the movie, him trying to play God. Okay, yeah, got his henchman killed, who was an ass. Got his professor killed, who was also a dumbass. You said you're going to get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Why are you studying it? Okay, it's because it's scientific. It's for science. Yes, Madame Curie and her husband, we know. And then, but the little girl, because he doesn't think right, and he had fun filling the flowers there while he ran out of flowers, so he picks the girl up and throws her in the water, and she can't swim. And you're just like, wow, that's horrible. So, everybody that got killed because him being creative, he created those conditions. It's not creating, it's inventing. It's called manipulation. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Okay, the origin of human creativity, Ted. Would it be called the ego? And what do you do with ego? Is it Ming the Merciless? Yeah, I've been watching some of those. Just remember that they held true to the original pilot series and stuff, with the cartoon. But the cartoon, they could do more spectacular. They knew that. That's why they did it. They could do more spectacular effects and more monsters and all the things that they couldn't do as well in a live action movie back in the 30s and 40s when they were growing up. Lou Schwimmer and Norm Prescott, was it? I'm sitting there watching it going, but when you watch the part when they do the revolt in Ming's mind, it's a lot like, oh, wow, this is like George Orwell, Animal Farm, and other cartoons as such. Yeah. It's very much propaganda cartoons and stuff. And you're sitting there watching it and going, okay. you have a common foe and you have to resist them and stuff like that. It's like, forgive debt and trespass, love one. What the fuck is wrong with VeggieTales? USSS apple pies. Son of a bitch. I love my duck. Escuchen el pepino. But the tomato is jealous of the pepino. That one's actually funny. I danced at my cousin's bar mitzvah. That was funny. Have you ever seen that one? It's funny. Yeah, those kids have a pretty good sense of humor. Yeah, what's the name of those people? VeggieTellers. The VeggieTellers. I swear they watched too much Monty Python in college. But it helps with the sense of humor, though. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Then what happens? They became born again Christians. Was it thinking about having sex with all those nuns on the Holy Grail? No, just kidding. Those weren't really nuns. Those were a bunch of directors, writers, and producers as girlfriends. They weren't really nuns. They didn't. No, none of the girls in that movie were harmed spiritually because none of them promised Jesus to be a virgin in the afterlife. Yeah. Like that stuff, the same guy, it must be the same pastor around here. Because that guy had the same talk with me that Anna's son did, Oh, no, you can't talk to anybody but Jesus. Okay. Jesus, what? Can I talk to Grandma? She went to heaven, right? You were her Lord and Savior and you were God. Sure. She says, don't be a dumbass or I'll... Okay, thank you. There you go. Okay. In the sky, Lord, in the sky. Daddy sang bass. So why do you believe you're going to go to heaven with your ancestors if you can't talk to them because they're in heaven with Jesus? Daddy sang bass. Mama sang tenor. Me and baby brother would do. It's just the devil thinking. No, if your ancestors sit there, it's true. We're in the clouds looking at you. Stop dying to get at the girl next door. Okay, love your fags the best. What are you talking about? Cigarettes. It's a song from the 60s. He loves his fags the best. I think it's the Kinks. Is it the Kinks? And he's oh so good. And he's oh so fine. And he's oh so healthy in his body and his mind. Isn't that the same? Yeah, it is. Because don't they also sing, help me, help free from this squeeze? They were obnoxious. I liked them. The Kinks, and then in the 80s, didn't they do this? A place where the pally used to sing, come dancing. And when they said, come dancing, he'd blow his wages for the week for just a cuddle and a sack on the cheek. Come dancing, just like my sister at the pally on the Saturday. Now it's a bowling alley, all right? I don't talk about bowling alleys in Las Cruces. Yeah, they had a shooting. It was in a small town. Well, if it's in South Chicago or South Central LA. Yeah. Well, we have brown skinned people here too. We have Mexicans. They get macho and kill each other too. What are you looking at? It's horrible. Hated it. Still do. I hate that bullshit. What are you looking at? A pervert's fucking idiot who has the same bad brain activity over 10,000 years and doesn't understand what Jesus has said. You don't have to have some idiot read it to you that does it for money. You could read it yourself, but it's hard. And that's why they had that argument during, what's the name of that fellow? Martin Luther. That is Martin Luther time. They said that, it should not be translated into the vulgar text because they don't know how to read it properly. But we instruct it properly. Okay, but you guys have lots of money, and you have the sanctity of the confessional, and God's omniscient, omnipotent. I think it's better if you put it in the vulgar text and have people read it and then say, this is tangible, that's not tangible, so this was changed. I mean, that's all it takes. I don't know why Richard Dawkins doesn't tell us this stuff. He's the anthropologist with all the know-how, right? But he's got an award of money. What the fuck does he know? I don't know. God's omniscient, omnipotent. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Shake, given coins to built to last. Okay, if that's not happening, forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. Boom! Right to start to begin. Okay, so there it is. It's in there. I don't have to read it. I'm not going to read it. Guys, I've got better things to do than sit down and read Constantine and Jerome's tribal genocidal perception of the Gospels. I'm not going to read Mein Kampf. I'm not going to read Turner's Bible. I'm not going to read Machiavelli's The Prince. No. Okay. I already read some of John Brugman's Pilgrim's Progress and a little bit of Dante's Inferno in college. And no, I liked Pascal the best. He's by far my favorite. Yeah. Well, he drove me crazy in the chapters before the wager. It's like, this guy's an anti-Semite-Islamophobe. He's getting on my nerves, right? Because he was commissioned to do so, and he was looking at all the fallacies and the flaws and the perception of religion of Muslims and Jews, which you can do today. Quite easy. What did you learn today from the imam at the mosque? I learned today that all Jews are apes or pigs. Okay. Father Abraham. Which one was he, ape and or pig? Get your hands off me. Or was he Snowball? Or was he Dr. Sayers? Which one's Abraham? Many sons had Father Abraham. And the little girl, the woman looked like Edna. She's pretty. And the little girl looked like my Katie Bug. She was so cute. And she's sitting there and she's saying, I learned today at the school that all Jews are apes or pigs. And I'm like going, save us from being the merciless. Help us, right? Jim, help us. I'm a doctor, not a lawyer. I'm a lawyer, not a doctor. I don't know. I'm crazy. I'm the captain of the Enterprise to boldly go where no man has gone before. What? Into my ego to free me from my delusions of grandeur, of wanting to create and be adventuresome. And you shouldn't want to be adventuresome. Adventure, when you're doing things right, when it finds you, it's overrated and it sucks. Adventure. Remember what happens when they go on a... You read the Lord of the fucking Rings there? They went on a fucking adventure. Yeah. Boy, that was a lot of fun. Okay. Dayton's kid get killed. The two kids get killed. Oh, no, one gets killed. The other one almost gets killed. The whole family gets sagging, killed by a bunch of orcs. Oh, we're going on an adventure. You live in a nice little farm community that doesn't get out and try to expand its business horizons by mass murder and manipulating access to the resources. We're going to go on an adventure. It's like, yeah. Where do you want to go? Hobbiton. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Okay. Inventing golf. Golf's for stupid gentlemen only, ladies forbidden. No, that's just a way for men to get away from their wives because they're not living the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer. Get in your cart and drive the fuck away from here before I kick your ass even harder. Okay, going to Wimbledon. That's what I thought. Lawn tennis. Yeah, that's what it was called back in the day. They played it on grass. Okay. It wasn't until recently then they started playing it on clay, and then they put it. Now what is that? Is that concrete or which? I don't really care. It's just a game. Money's not real. Lord's Prayer is perfect. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Then I couldn't care less. Oh yeah, Scott had trained me, and you guys hadn't gone into Desert Storm because the CIA doing what I had to do. Oh yeah, I made Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi cry, but he's only been playing for like 6 fucking months. He's kicking my ass. He can return just about anything. Once we teach him how to, I got a pretty good serve, and he could have got me to hit it harder and faster, like Yolando of bowling. If I could do it with more speed and power with your aim, I'd be amazing. Aim? You got to do it faster? Like Fred Flintstone, right? Okay. And so, yeah, I was just nervous because you're dropping that big ball on that floor. And it's a bowling alley. Okay. And then I start, wow, I'm pretty good at this. And Shelly's cussing out Law. What are you trying to do? We're beating them. Shelly, when he gets back, you guys suck. And then we beat them. And it's like this. When have you been bowling once before? When they had bumpers and I was a little kid and couldn't even hardly hold the ball and had to do it with both hands. Yeah, that was the last time I went bowling. It's an elementary school, yeah. We figured that. Okay. It's funny. Yeah. Man, I hate this place. Everybody's Las Cruces, New Mexico. You guys do know that's the effing fucking Trinity site, right? I'm not talking. Okay, guys, how many good people live all throughout the world? And when some place is got a nice river running through it and some mountains, but it's strategic to warfare to dominate everybody with my great penis that goes across the water of the Washington Monument, it makes the place suck. Yeah. It's not Las Cruces, New Mexico's fault that the military is a bunch of child molesting, mind raping, satellite probing perverts. Okay. So yeah, I hate the Trinity site. I hate nuclear weapons. I hate surveillance equipment. I hate the U2. I hate the SR-70 fucking 1. Okay? I hate surveillance equipment on a fucking frog and a fly. I love the Lord's Prayer. Thank you. Deliverance from evil. Okay. No, AI doesn't have to cover you up in your pool and drown you. You already dead, man. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. The Lord's Prayer is perfect and you won't stand up for it. Are you Thor? Was it hurt when you do that? Well, then don't do that. Boy, Odin's. Okay. Yeah, I'm not Loki at all. No. But I will break it down and say things that other people will not say in front of people. Okay. Well, because I love those little girls that got killed during the COVID because no one would pay money to have sex with them. As much as I love Amy's little girls, whether or not they're a girly girl from me having sexual relationships with Amy Suzanne Fabre or a leg lifter at a fucking bar who tries to terminate the pregnancy of the baby because it will get in his way of his partying and he's still young and they could pass it off as an accident. Yeah. That'd be hard. Yeah. My dad had his tough times and everything like that, but he always asked Jesus for help to try to be as good of a guy as he could be. Okay. Natalie's dad, he's an ass. He tried to be the white Snoop Dogg of fucking Apache Junction. He was a dickhead. Okay. And I tried to, because he was living with an ex-girl and taking care of his daughters and stuff, apparently. I thought maybe he changed and would be a better person. But most of you lack the capacity to step up and be a good person. You think Jesus is going to do it for you. And me being the eternal spirit of the Lord of Israel, I get it. Well, it all makes sense if you looked at it fundamentally in relative terms. I don't have to. Jesus will do it for me. Okay, but when the kingdom of heaven is at hand and the Lord comes to you and explains the gospels to you in reality, you're supposed to say you're right and join him and step up. I can't say it to everybody at work, but to you, I will say it is true, and I believe in what you're doing. I believe you're the living word, and I believe God's omniscient, omnipotent, and not a person in my brain I'm going to go live with in a cow kingdom after I die. Thank you. Get the Odin out of the Loki, out of the Zeus, out of here. Holy Hera, get the fuck out of here. Wonder Woman 1984, my ass. You cheated, you little brat. You cheated. You're a cheetah. Was that on the 1984 one or was that on the first one? I don't recall. Central Park and Fall, how you tore your dress. What a mess, I confess. Gal Gadot, she does kind of remind me of my Natalie. Yeah. Natalie has a fuller figure and a better sense of humor. She's hilarious. I love my Ray. She's so funny. Yeah, she's funny. She's hilarious. Yeah. And there's parts of her that remind me of her mom. And it's Amy and Natalie. Yeah, I was watching the Ella Fitzgerald trilogy thing with the lady and Imagination and Tisket a Tasket. She has a lot of mannerisms and stuff that remind me of Amy and the sweetness of her girly girls, That's going to say, oh, I wish I could talk to Emily and say, Emily, you got to watch Ella Fitzgerald. Look at her sing these. They're wonderful. They're wonderful. So sweet. Yeah. And yet I can't imagine that I go around wanting you. That is such a good song. Imagination is crazy. Starts you asking a daisy what to do. Have you ever felt a gentle touch and then a kiss and then find it's only your imagination again? Oh, well. Imagination. It's good. Oh God, it's one of my favorites. Yeah. I didn't know, I knew it sounded like this is an older song. She sampled somebody. Mickey Howard. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think I have a bigger crush on Ella Fitzgerald than I do on Mickey Howard. Maybe Mickey Howard does too, right? She's just charming and she's fun. I just love her. Her voice is amazing. Yeah. And she has such a personality when she goes in the room. She likes singing for everybody and helping everybody have a good time and enjoy the music. She's just a big sweetheart. I just love her. Anybody else? Yeah. I just totally love Ella Fitzgerald. Oh, I have the girlfriends to back it up. Yeah, I ain't talking shit. Now, 50 Cent, yeah, he'd be talking shit. Yes, it's Stephen A. Smith. Oh, yeah. But me, when I say, I had a big crush on Ella Fitzgerald, she's just lovely. She's beautiful. She's loverly. Yeah, people, yeah, he means it. I love y'all, right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and I grew up a cross between Tom Selleck and Sam Elliott. Yeah. Hey, mijo. All right. Oh yeah, if I want to have come on, honey, let's go make some noise. A lot of women. Oh, that's I like your bedroom voice. You're just saying that. You're just kissing my ass because I'm God's one, only begotten son, man. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, we'll talk later. Peace.